Hello everyone and welcome back to our Rally Cry halftime show. Relax a little bit after that series that we just had. That was a way to start things off, Grapes.
Yeah, I was not expecting that game to go 35 minutes with the lead that Team Liquid had, and somehow it seemed like they were in control for most of it. Just needed a little bit of help to end things off, and hey, what's better than a double TP backdoor to end the game?
Keep it spicy, keep it saucy, right? So I love to see that. Going on forward, FLYF, they might need a hero, so we're going to do a little bit of hero building for our Rally Cry halftime show. So I'm assuming y'all are both familiar with fairy tales?
I've dabbled here and there.
Very much so. Very much so.
All right. So I have two quick little storybooks with no stories to them. So we're going to fill in the blanks here and pick a hero from both of our teams. And reminder that this is more interpretive. Cubby, you remember that LCS presents things with the presentation.
My favorite.
Yes, we want to relate this back to the people, just following the light story of what the storybook entails, okay?
All right.
Let's do it.
I got this.
All right. We're gonna write these together too, you know, like a happy caster family.
That's good. I mean, we got to put Grapes to the test here, Sierra. You know, I feel like this is where, you know, we really get to the meat and potatoes.
My creativity is coming back to me. I'm ready for
He can handle himself in game. You know, we got to figure out this now too. You know.
All right. So for our first story, we'll pick a hero from both teams. All right. So who wants to be picking our first hero? Or you guys can decide together. 30?
Yep, that sounds good to me.
30.
All right. Here we go. Let's see how well I can.
Isn't there another one?
Well, we're doing a story at a time, right?
Okay, here we go.
This is how we start. Which
Ooh.
way do I have to play that? All right.
It
So
kind
who
of
wants
does
to
look like
start it
Sergio,
off? Who's going to start this off?
Okay.
Grapes.
Once upon a time, Surdy was on the outside looking in from a Challengers team. You know, was kind of in the system in the past, and now wishes to come back into that landscape here without a Challengers team, and just a little bit lost.
We skipped a segment.
So much for being an iPad kid. Okay, here we go.
Yo, I'm old.
You know, Surdy, he decided to head out and do something that he hasn't done yet, which is leave the house. Now, he did say that we were going to get food at some point, so I'm a little bit jealous now, I gotta say. But, you know, Surdy wanted to see what the world has in store for him.
But suddenly...
Sauron? Or is that an evil girl? Who's evil here?
Nobody's evil. Not everyone has to be evil.
Is that fire?
I mean, there's fire and a tower. Oh, he's trying to save someone. I feel like he's trying to save Annie in the side lane.
Right. Okay. Yes, Annie in the side lane, in a bit of trouble, shouting for help. The fire surrounds her as her champion, of course, does like to play with fire a lot. And Surdy tries to figure out, what can I really do?
Press R! Press the R button! You can do it, Surdy!
Oh, and...
You know what he can do?
Oh, gets a little help from the summoner who sends him the teleport spell to around the tower where our poor little Annie is.
You know, every once in a while, you just really need that like DM from mom. I feel like that's what that is right there. I feel like that's what's empowering him.
All right.
Oh, and just chops down the tower.
To save Annie.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Y'all are terrible storytellers. You're just reacting
I don't know what's coming next.
Hold on, it's not Timber, it's Tibbers. Okay, first off. Second off, what do we have next? We don't know where the story's heading.
And somehow,
wait. Okay, he did save Annie.
Annie.
I feel like the tower. Fill me in, Grapes.
Annie pressed stopwatch as the tower fell, preventing damage from being dealt. And then Surdy comes into the rescue, pressing the R button and allowing the teammate to stay safe.
Watch.
Perfect.
Oh, that might have happened in the game. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, they're just two little happy Yordles now. There's the Kennen and the Annie.
This next story is going to be a shorter one. Because we do have a game on the horizon, all right?
Okay.
We want to get through these stories.
We'll rapid fire.
I feel like we should send this segment though to Riot to write that fairy tale. Anyway. moving forward.
Make it a cinematic, yeah.
Who's our next hero, though? It's the big question.
I picked the last one. Grapes, go.
Hyper for FlyFam.
All right, here we go. Who starts off?
Oh boy, Cubby, this is all you.
Oh, okay. So Hyper has a dog. So this time around, it's going to be.
That is not a dog, my guy.
It is for me. It's not a dog, it's a cat.
It's definitely a cat.
Hyper has a cat. We're gonna say that Blaze is the cat because he was playing Ari in the last game, and also, you know, he's got to lead the cat around. Blaze went to the side lane to go die, which happened a lot in the last game. And the cat's down to 8 lives now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Missing cat inside lane. Ari nowhere to be found. There's 4 members of Team Liquid surrounding her. Puts up the sign, looking for some kind of help. Hyper is.
Is that a dragon saying meow? Oh my god, it was. Okay. The dragon now has the cat. We should not have started the dragon, but also, you know, Blaze is in big trouble, unfortunately. Hyper has to be the one to save his mid, as always. Oh, he made the dragon go poof. I mean, that's a nice smite, I must say. Oh,
yeah,
he turned it into something?
Oh, turned it into a fly.
I mean, I feel like Hyper should use that on TLF and not a neutral objective. I feel like that's a really powerful ability, as Hyper is actually now playing jungle Lulu.
This would have been much better if it was Sword and you polymorphed into the drag.
The mid-jungle duo, they like each other in the end. That's good. That's nice.
Somehow, all of this story was more cohesive than how that last game went, because I don't know really what happened in that game number 1.
When you have to limit creativity, that's when you get the most creative. Minimalistic creativity, all right? Limit yourself and see how creative you can be within those restraints. That's what we just did. We had time, we had pictures. Thank you, Sierra. It was fun.
Welcome. I'm still intrigued, though, after that first story, Cubby, that you were going to say something, but I'm going to throw y'all off the draft and you guys can continue that conversation there, because it's time for our game 2.
Thank you very much, Sierra. Hopefully we'll tell a good story here for FlyFam, as their season is on the line here with this game. One more loss and Team Liquid first will be moving on to face against Maryville in a best-of-5 this Sunday.
A biased caster winning the max games, you know, that's
gotta go to the distance. We went the distance last time.
Hey, bias for entertainment. And I gotta say, one of the things I was asking for at the end of that game 1 was actually for a side swap for FlyFam to take red side, deny Surdy having that counter pick. Not the option that we are taking in this game, as we'll see what kind of approach FlyFam has on blue side again. They've opted for the same side.
Parthis, Elise, Maokai, once again taken away from City Witty. Looked pretty good on the Vi in game number 1, so I would not be surprised to see them just be very comfortable with going for that again. And now maybe FlyFam want to take the Vi away, because it is a champion that Hyper has succeeded on as well.
Jax being taken away from Lunacia. He was a known Jax player on the ladder, but actually, okay, that's going to be the change. So it's not the first pick we've seen. It's actually taking the Annie away from Aspect. And with all the magic damage champions that have been taken away now, it really isn't an option for a Surdy Jace or an Aspect Jace. And that Wukong Hover, that is one of the big combos that you can take away from Annie. Would give City a lot of strength in the jungle. I think Wukong is still a really strong pick in this meta. And they will combine that with a Jinx. So now we see if Thresh is taken away or if Tahm Kench is potentially locked in here as FlyFam. Expect for them to go for that Aphelios.
I like another late game carry here for Mia. She was really, really good in that last game on the Zeri. I think almost even without Surdy, winning those team fights single-handedly, especially towards the end there. So good look again from Team Liquid in this first rotation, as on the other side of things, we'll shift that priority in junglers down 1 rotation, but it's going to remain the same story. Hyper with the Lee Sin and Lunacia on the Cassante for this second game.
If you want Thresh, if you want Nautilus, you figure that you have to take it now. But with those, Thresh, Naut, and Tahm Kench being on the board, TLF have decided now to drop support. So it will be that Wasandra answer. This is my favorite answer into Annie. I still actually like Veigar, Ori, Victor a little bit better. What it does do, though, is that it allows you for you to answer some of that early game pressure. So the execute on the Annie is very much available here from TLF. They want to attack it in the early game with that Wasandra plus Wukong. That's a really strong core to answer the powerful mid-jungle duo of FlyFam. So TLF trying to answer early instead of maybe go for some scaling later, and have to see how that works out for him.
Yeah, we'll head it through the second phase of bans. Aphelios taken away from Instinct, as they have already locked in their marksman. And on the other side, we're seeing some focus towards that top lane again. Olaf versus Cassante is a matchup that we've seen go very much towards the Olaf throughout this promotion tournament. Not surprised to see Surdy, who had such a good game 1, have that taken away from him.
I would like to see a Gnar takeaway as well. That is one that's very specific to Surdy. Also, Fiora, another option. Okay, so it actually will be the Gwen. That, again, one of the better Surdy champs. Surdy can just take his champ now, unless they feel like they need to lock in Thresh. I save that support counter for Rovex. Give Surdy the champ. I'm expecting a Gnar or Renekton to come out here.
Yeah, it would definitely make sense to see the top lane locked in for Team Liquid, as they already have the Cassante picked up for Lunacia. Hey, the cannon worked well in game number 1, so might as well just see that come through again. And on the other side of things, we're getting wonky. We're poking people out with the Varus Heimerdinger from Instinct.
I do like this. I feel like this actually sets up pretty well for FlyFam. They're really powerful early now, just across the board in TLF. You're going to see that, say, all right, we're just going to opt into scaling, see if we can get Jinx through and go to the late game. They have a lot of peel for Mia and Jinx, so expect for this to be the answer for them moving out. But FlyFam, all about that early game. You have mid-jungle priority with this Annie Lee Sin. You have bot push, and Cassante, he will be under pressure early, but they actually have some tools to deal with Kennen between the Annie stuns and the Cassante ultimate. So I think it's a little bit easier for FlyFam to deal with Kennen. And also, they have the early priority, so let's see what FlyFam can do early. A lot of eyes on Hyper and what FlyFam gets in that early game, as that's really the focus they have in draft.
Yeah, Hyper overall, solid early game despite a lot of the lead going towards 30 in the top side for Team Liquid. I want to see more aggressive plays for him again this time around. As Lee Sin certainly is a champion that he's strong on, and that bot lane does look maybe a little bit vulnerable, especially with the double poke that Instinct and Sword have.
Yeah, so, I mean, bot push will be available early for the side of FlyFam. Again, I think it's going to be very important for FlyFam to use that to get things. Where is Hyper going to go? There is shove available for FlyFam. I want to see Hyper get up in the face of Wukong, take advantage of the strength you have level 3 as Lee Sin.
Should be a good one here. The early game between these junglers, Hyper and City Witty. Of course, we were talking about the top side, but this jungle matchup, also an interesting one. You said that FlyFam may have had the advantage, but City Witty really pulled through to get Team Liquid their first win of the best of 3. We're onto the Rift for the second time in this series. FlyFam need to win this game to stay alive and have the chance at retaining their NACL spot.
See the setup in the bot early, just to guarantee the push being available, and it is going to be that poke Varus, as we somewhat predicted. Again, I think it's very vulnerable TLF is very vulnerable to the poke Varus, as Kennen the Sandra. Yeah, they have these great big upfront engages that can blow you up, but if you are able to posture to buy the time, you have Peel with the Annie, the Lee Sin, and if you keep on throwing out those piercing arrows, especially in the mid game, you can chip them down low, as their range isn't that big. Of course, Varus gets to play at that ultimate range that Varus loves. So I think this draft, one of the better ones I've seen from FlyFam so far in this tournament. I definitely think they have some winning angles in this game. As you can see, both junglers look to be posturing to work their way towards the bot lane early on.
See some love from Shot down there for FlyFam. I think they need a little bit of extra support here. They're down 1-0. Need to continue to. They need to have a really good early game, I think, to keep this one in contention. And if you want to join the conversation, have a little bit of a tweet show up on the broadcast. Use the hashtag NACL on Twitter. Maybe we'll react to something, especially if you say something funny. Cubby's gonna laugh.
Yeah, for sure. I love the laugh always. As we'll have City go for that AoE clear, so taking that red last, so the camps rotate out first faster. That tells me that City very much looking to protect himself early. The real answer is, once Hyper grabs red buff, does he invade City with this clear? That will be an option that he has available to himself. And I think that is something that FlyFam, they could find an early lead if they do find the invade, just given how much more useful the bot lane of FlyFam is in the early stages.
Yeah, we see Hyper quicker at taking down these single target jungle camps on the top side of the map, and will be able to rotate to his bottom side jungle faster. The invade, of course, will be aided by the fact that Instinct and Sword have already gotten that early push. And the question is, how far do FlyFam really want to go to ensure an early lead in the jungle?
I think it's very telling that Mia picks up Fleet in this matchup. Just trying to space a Varus here too and just have some sustain as while stepping up there. Actually, good trade from Mia. She's still going to go very low from the Heimer. There is a heal that was burned by Rovex, and all the pots have been eaten by Mia, so will be advantage FlyFam in the bot lane from now on. And again, I want to see Hyper get involved. I feel like Hyper could have skipped over the Raptors, taken the red, and then went for an invade, but instead Hyper just going for the full clear. trying to be strong in that aspect.
Similar thing that you talked about in Game 3 of the first series, where you don't want to be the one to coin flip the game and end your team's season really early on without a chance to fight. I can understand the look, but maybe a bit of a delayed invade is in the works here, as Blaze rotating down towards the bot lane. They know that Rovex doesn't have heal, and Mia is pretty vulnerable.
They're going to drag Hyper that has been spotted, so City, he's going to wrap all the way around, try his best to hide himself. He's level 4 as well.
Aspect and Surdy do have TP, as one will be utilized by Lillisandra. Get the Summoner spell out, that's a win for FLYF.
Alright, I mean, Blaze, he's going to drop away for that, but this will have to just block it out. That's honestly pretty good for the side of TLF. I think that's a really good call there from Aspect. They will lose the bot crab, but that's fine. City able to reset. He can cycle out his respawn camps that he started to make sure that he was able to cycle them out faster. So I think City, this first clear has been really good for TLF. We talked about all the prio, all the strength for FLYF. Really, the fact that things are even for TLF, I think is a big win this early on.
And the early game is something where a place where FLYF, of course, have thrived throughout the NACL season. Even in the period of time where they were dropping a lot of games, it was the early game that really stood out for this team. It was a big strength of theirs, and we could see them making proactive plays, already burning 2 summoner spells. And while it's not too much, it can definitely be capitalized and taken advantage of down the line if Hyper is able to find the right opportunity.
It's Hyper's decent. It always seems to find the right opportunity.
Yep.
There's a reason this is banned away from him so much, and a reason why he's reaching for it in these do or die games for FLYF. And a reason that we're pretty excited about it as well. I mean, he is a very good Lee Sin player, so I think nothing wrong here. The fact that TLF are giving this over and trying to set it up, but at the moment, City maybe trying to set up a little bit of an invade, or I should say a dragon start, as mid-push available, a bot reset for FLYF. This is the one wave where they can actually try and take down this dragon.
We'll see if Instinct and Sword can get there in time to contest. Blaze still level 5.
It's bad.
And I don't know about this.
Mia based, they cannot stick around. Mia had to match the base of Varus. Hyper should start this immediately. Yeah, don't let this reset.
Oh, but FLYF not really on the same page here. Aspect gonna go forward, force the flash out of Hyper, taken to about 1 HP. Blaze and Instinct still here. City stuck in the pit, has to flash away. We're getting wonky here in game number 2. Instinct now on the wrong side of things as City uses the Blast Cone to get in onto the Varus, already burning the flash, and the Wukong almost is able to pick up the kill. One more W, that's first blood for Team Liquid first. And now Sword has the Ignite onto Aspect. He uses the Claw to escape. It is just the 1 kill for TL.
What just happened for the side of TLF? I can't believe they were actually able to find a kill there, as Hyper jumping in. He wasn't able to stick towards the dragon. He got out with 1 HP, but that collapse on the Instinct, he just got stuck. The Blast Cone being available for City was the big difference in why they walked out with 1 kill.
I'm still trying to grasp my head. Just put my thoughts together of how that went.
I have no idea.
This was the wraparound from City. He actually flashed over the pit of the dragon pit, and then found a Varus on the other side.
Instinct just kind of caught with his pants down given the positioning here. Aspect a little bit stuck. Good attempt here from Sword, but was able to claw his way over. As that's big. That is time where Varus is off map. It's always so important for Varus to really get accelerated in games, especially if you are going poke, because he is so oppressive if you get him ahead in gold, given the range that he has. So taking him off the map, I think, is really important here for the side of TLF.
Yeah, already has that Dirk and a longsword. Yeah. Combat power is stronger on FLYF's side, at least for now, with Mia completing the Berserker's Greaves. And Dragon, after all that, is still up for the taking. You see Hyper
City
clearing out some vision and maybe looking for something, but City also in the area.
Here. Oh, they're going to find him.
Kind of checked out the wrong time. Instinct doesn't have the flash, but there's no ulti on the side of City Witty, which means there's no knockup for the Wukong.
If that's the case, I'd rather just see City reset and then go cycle out the top lane camps, because Rift's about to be up. You have Surdy. We haven't looked at top lane that much, but Surdy's so strong. TLF, they will be able to kill the waves, so there won't be a dive available. But Mia, they have to get out of here. Them sticking around is a mistake.
Oh, and now Aspect's coming down as well. Lissandra has the ultimate, and Blaze and Hyper are going to just make sure that they chase out the flanker to ensure that the rest of the team is not able to collapse.
Again, I'd rather see City base and then go clear out his top lane camps. I think that Rift Herald's big. I think that also throwing out that wave, that was really big for TLF because it did prevent the dive onto Mia and Rovex. But now you got to start taking more on the map. City has been kind of wasting some time around here, making sure that his bot lane is safe, but he's not getting anything for himself, and he needs that level 6 for the Rift Herald. Hyper does already have access to it, and Hyper might actually use it to get up in the face of City again.
Yeah, another invade in the works right now. His ultimate have been traded here. Aspect has to get away from Tibbers, and Blaze and Hyper are going to join forces to try and find another kill. A kick into the Sonic Wave, and Hyper picks up a solo kill onto his jungle counterpart.
And again, City, he doesn't have access to 6 yet. Yeah, protecting your bot lane's good there, but he never reset. He never went to go cycle out more of his camps. So Hyper, he hits 6 first. He plays off his mid laner, having a really good trade. And FlyFam, they need an early lead with this draft. It took a while for them to find something, but Hyper and FlyFam, they now have something going their way. They're going to take that first dragon, force TLF's bot lane off, and now we'll see if they can turn this into a Rift Herald.
City's still level 5. I mean, that was perfect usage of the experience advantage that Hyper was able to gain in the early game. And now a dragon into FlyFam's hands as well.
I mean, City, he's going to ding 6 off that red buff. So again, he was 1 camp away from having that level 6. Just wasn't able to get it. Hyper fully punishing now. If they know they have to look for this Rift Herald, we'll see where Sword goes, because that will tell a lot about whether or not FlyFam, they want to contest this or not. I don't think it's the worst loss in the world for TLF. The gold hurts more than losing the dragon. If they do pick up this Rift Herald, I think it's still fine for them. Again, this is a comp where they need to scale with time. They have that Lulu Jinx, so time's their friend.
Do you see Hyper's items, Cubby?
I do.
That is...
It's aggressive.
Is that a Prowler's Claw, or are we going to... Actually, no, we're going Eclipse. I forgot the item change.
I think we might be going Prowlers. I think it might be time for Hyper Lee Sin to, you know, really go full solo queue.
that would be something.
Fun.
I'm looking forward to that potentially, and kind of emphasizing the fact that this is an early game composition out of FlyFam. They need to find more advantages than they already have, because the gold actually is in favor of Team Liquid, despite FlyFam being the ones with their foot on the gas a little bit more. And a large part of that is in the top side, but Hyper gonna look for something. They find an opportunity mid, a nice crowd control chain locks down Aspect.
Oh, I love the early flashes being committed there from FlyFam. That's really well done as Hyper finds another Lee Sin. It's off to the races.
No Herald used there, of course, as Citywitty is the one in control of the objective. Maybe a play towards the bot side for Team Liquid first, as Instinct and Sword have already worked their way through 2 plates. Top side, though, Lunacia getting tanked pretty low. Man, Lunacia is not having a good time against Surdy in lane.
No, this cannon's been really big for Surdy. Maybe taking a page out of the Book of Niles as another player that has been using cannon to great effect in this tournament, as Surdy's about to get a 3rd plate all by himself here. As he might be a Yordle, but he sure is the big kid on the Rift at the moment.
Another plate. I mean, the gold kind of shuffling back and forth, but in the top side, it's been all Surdy. You see the CS 35, 37, I guess, in the lead for the Kennen, and 3 plates on top of it. Going to be a really big player here in these fights. And in the mid lane, again, scuffling. Citywitty has a knock onto Blaze, trying to get a trade back is the Annie, but not enough. Citywitty going to find a kill mid in response.
Good answer from City and Aspect. Again, no flash as Blaze and Hyper burn their flashes to set up the last play in the mid lane, but now Hyper.
Oh, Sonic Wave barely getting dodged away from the Herald. Will be big to at least get some gold into Citywitty. Aspect is not going to be in the area to pick up the local gold, so it is just 2 plates. Ooh, nice little last auto attack there from Shelly. Get 175 extra into the bank of TLF.
Is going to be Eclipse. I was hoping for the Prowler's Claw, but taking the raw stats with Eclipse here for Hyper. Again, very aggressive build. It is a full squishy team here for TLF, so I actually don't mind it that much this game for the Lee Sin. And again, Hyper knows best. This is his most played champ and a champ that he's known for on the server, so this is what he feels like he needs to rock to win this game. We'll see if he can make it happen.
1,500 is Surdy's lead. That is... I mean, FlyFam is winning outside of the top lane matchup, and they know it. They need a play here. Lunacia pops the all out, but is just going to get taken down. Surdy finally will die. But now Aspect and City are here to clean things up. Hyper will fall. Aspect will help Team Liquid punish the top dive.
Hey, we're diving a Kennen, and mid has first move. FlyFam are really trying to force it. They're going for a play like that. Easy for TLF to turn that around. as will be more plates going over to the Wissander and Wukong. I look at the map. I will say it's good on aspect to like play back and drop this wave. Like Surdy, they smell it's coming. They did see Hyper cross that ward, but you just can't go for this play. You're diving at Cannon. What else do you expect?
And Hyper just took a little bit too long to come in there with the resonating strike. It allowed for Lunacia to take too many tower shots, go down. And now Surdy, level 11, is just really fed in this game.
He does get the ult out of Annie. That Tibbers will not be back now for the upcoming Dragon, so Surdy's fine. Yeah, he did TP for that, but he can just base, walk back on out, and if he has that ultimate available for Dragon, you got to figure TLF. They already have the gold lead, they already have the advantage grapes, and what do we talk about in draft? Plates are about to fall. FlyFam are down 2k gold.
Yeah.
They're going to be up 2k plus gold with the composition that FlyFam has. So this game is going to get much harder for them moving forward. All the gold is on Hyper. We have to keep our eyes on him, but it's a poke Varus. You have Annie mid. You're going to get outscaled on the side of FlyFam, and they are already down 2k gold. This is not the start that they wanted in this game.
As you said, Hyper, the new addition to this FlyFam roster, came in halfway and really made the roster look a lot better. 1 win before his addition, 4 after that. And he is the one with a lot of agency now. 3 kills, the Eclipse in inventory. Starting up this second Dragon for his team. It's going to be a lot of big plays out of the FlyFam jungler if they want to have a chance to stay alive in this series.
Dragon will help. Again, I think FlyFam, they really need to take these Dragons on time, but TLF taking the gold, given the scaling, I think still worth it at the moment. They do not want to fight Annie plus Lee Sin at this moment of the game. As FlyFam, they will take some power on the bot side of the map. It will be the bot outer falling along with that Dragon. So again, things that FlyFam need, but this lead, it's not big enough for them moving forward. They need to find more, and it has to be off the back of Hyper.
What will the move be? It's hard to come on towards Surdy, but they're going to send 4 members of FlyFam up to the top side, at least to just make sure that Surdy's able to get out of lane. Herald spawning in less than a minute. FlyFam probably need that to take advantage here.
I think it's attack. If like whoever shows up on the bot side of the map, I honestly think that's who you attack. You are FlyFam. You can try and teamfight the Rift Herald. I think that given the strength of FlyFam, that could be the best option. But I would also love to see them set behind Jinx a little bit more, because like Jinx is really the big difference maker. Could be the X factor in favor of TLF if she is allowed to get off the ground. If she is never allowed to really get involved in these fights, Poke Varus just is able to take over. I think that's how FlyFam, their best chance of really stretching this game out to try and close this gold gap and be valuable later.
There, you can see FlyFam, they're going to continue to try to make plays. And Citywitty takes away the Gromp, but might go down in response. Flashes away from both the Sonic Wave and the Tibbers. Nice play from City to keep himself safe, and now Surdy going to come in, take Blaze down with the stun. The Slicing Maelstrom comes out, and that is a kill, going the way of Team Liquid first. Aspect pops the ulti to keep himself safe for now, but Hyper's going to dash in and take the kill himself, making it a 1-for-1. Rovex and Mia have arrived. Choppers will lock it down too, and City onto the backside, pops a Cyclone, and Instinct will go down to a crushing blow from the Wukong.
The choppers were so good from Mia. She preemptively threw them over the wall to catch Hyper. That was enough for City and Mia to follow up. That's a 3-for-1 for TLF. They are breaking the backs of FlyFam too early in this game, Grapes.
And just City. I know he was playing on high ping for a lot of the season, but on the Chicago servers now was able to get away from that initiation. And the rest of the fight from Team Liquid just looks so smooth.
So first off, this combo from Hyper, love this. You know, you dash in to get the extra damage, but look at how he gets out, and watch how Mia plays this. Drops the ward over the wall, throws the choppers. Those are positioned so well. Gets 2 out of the 3 members, and that buys the time again for City to get involved. Hyper gets taken down. City one-shots Instinct as he's too far up, and Mia, even with that Gale Force, making some good use of it. She was able to find the execute. So Mia, I'd love to see her stepping back into this team. Know that it was a little bit of a break for Mia, but that's stepping in and stepping up with those chompers there. Big part of the reason why TLF now up that 3k gold.
And of course, with this substitution back into the roster, Mia has allowed for Team Liquid first to play around their top side without worrying about the rest of the map being blown open. That was a big struggle for them as Mia was subbed out for a period of time. And she's doing a lot of good work for this team. Of course, the focus still on the top side of the map, but Mia and Rovex have been able to hold their own, and that's what's helping Team Liquid here in this series.
Next step for TLF in this game, they have to try and actually take this dragon for themselves.
Oh, City finds another great engage, gets kicked away, but the Tibbers comes out. Hyper, with the Resonating Strike, should be able to take down Aspect, but he pops the ulti in response, and Surdy comes in and one-shots Blaze.
Hyper able to sneak his way out. Aspect doesn't have TP, but it's a minute away from the dragon. Again, FlyFam too far up in a side lane, get punished by TLF. Feels like that's one of the big stories of this series, Graves, is every side lane play we've seen FlyFam attempt. TLF has been able to get out of it, bring reinforcements, turn it around in their favor.
Rift Herald taking down that bot lane tier 1. It is a 3,500 gold lead for Team Liquid with this composition, as you said, Cubby, that scales so well. It's looking good for them. If they are able to close this out, they will have a matchup with Maryville, a best of 5, to reclaim their spot in the LCS Challengers League.
That's going to be a tough one, too. Some history there. Rovex being former Columbia College. Any CLOL fans would know that era. Getting out of the north. I know it was impossible for my team to get out of there when I was coaching and playing. Our goal is to take games off Maryville every year. Oh, we did it 2 years in a row, but that's about all you can ask for. You know, sometimes against those teams, how good they are. And of course, Maryville being that first collegiate team to make it into the Challengers level. That would be a huge barrier being broken down that I know they want to accomplish. They're going to have to get through one of these two teams to do so. Sure as hell looks like it's going to be TLF. Surdy versus Niles could be exciting, but we'll see if Surdy can help book his team's tickets into this. As FlyFam are still very strong, and the slower this fight goes, the more valuable Varus gets. So keep your eyes on these piercing arrows. You're going to need to keep on connecting if FlyFam want to have a chance.
Team Liquid have some decent flank angles here. Aspect at the back of the pit, looking for a claw into the back line.
Surdy's still not spotted, so he's trying to stay hidden. If they overcommit into this dragon, he can use that ult over the wall.
He's going to pull the trigger in onto Blaze, but Aspect almost gets taken down. Dragon is no longer the focus as the Lissandra has gone gold, and FlyFam are fully stacked, but a huge root out of Aspect keeps everyone alive.
No TP available for Aspect, so TLF, they have to find these health bars, and they are low.
FlyFam now maybe with an advantage. They send Blaze back to base to teleport in. FlyFam have sole point all of a sudden, despite being down 3.5k.
All right, this isn't done and dusted yet. That was the right call from TLF. They're going to have to see if they can get Aspect out. There is still an ult available for the cannon, so I think they're going to be okay. But with stalling those bases, it is Annie and Poke Ferris. Baron really is not an option here for FlyFam. They need to keep on stacking up the dragon, and to be fair to them, they are now on soul point. So gold deficit, that gets closed if you get the value from an Infernal Soul, Grapes, and FlyFam doing what they needed to do to stay alive in this game.
It's still a tough mountain to climb. They have the Chemtech soul point, but they are still down 3k, and there is still a 2-item cannon Void Staff in inventory alongside that rocket built. So much penetration here for this cannon, the main carry here for Team Liquid First throughout the entirety of the NACL season. Surdy in a really good position to continue to press these advantages.
I think Zanya's plus Black Cleaver for TLF, when you look at Aspect and City Witty with where they are at in their items, that's going to be really big for kind of pushing them over the edge with finding ways to deal with FlyFam and what they are throwing at TLF. So, again, TLF, they're in a good spot this game. I think that Mia, Hurricane, most likely going to be the option. Probably a Hurricane away from being ready along with that. I mean, we're looking at TLF like 2-3 items. I think after that, they win so hard in this game. So FlyFam need to continue to push the pace now. This next dragon is where this entire game is going to come down to.
3 minutes until it comes up. We'll see if that's enough time for Mia to get that enough gold to finish off that second item. Hyper, though, as you said, he succeeded to make plays, using that Resonating Strike to close the gap onto Aspect. Surdy in the wings, and the Everfrost going to slow him down.
Doesn't decide to take it. I'm not sure if Surdy was spotted or not there by Hyper, but either way, a little bit of restraint being shown by the jungler of FlyFam, who has all the kills on his shoulders. And TLF will use that to make sure they get mid priority, and Stink can clear this wave out for free, but Mia is able to push up, keep on getting some farm for herself.
It's tense.
It's a deep breath here, Grapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a slow, calm moment here because we know, as you said, this dragon is going to be where the game essentially gets decided.
Yeah.
Hyper still being, at least making his presence known, but I don't think that FlyFam want to do anything, you know, too much just yet.
I don't see an angle where FlyFam can win if they don't get this dragon. I think that's how dire this game is right now for FlyFam. As, like, Varus falls off from here. Yeah, you're going to get, like, Evolve Miramana, but that's even going to be late. Given the power that you have on the Jinx, the Kennen already, things just get so tough as Surdy. He is laying a devious little trap. They see 3. TLF, they have all the information to try and work with this. He's 2 levels up on Blaze. He would be able to one-shot the Annie, theoretically.
Yeah, I think Surdy might win this if things go the right way.
He wins this against Annie. Does he stop it, though?
Okay, Bax gonna come out.
Yeah.
Gonna get canceled here as now a teleport comes in from
There it
Aspect. The trigger has been pulled, and Surdy annihilating FlyFam. 2 kills, a double kill onto the Kennen. And we don't even need that dragon here, Cubby, because Baron is on the table for TL.
Surdy flashed over Tibbers, and whenever we talk about Surdy, it's always about this guy lanes so well. His ability to replicate lanes so consistently is why we're so excited about Surdy, but the one missing piece for him, why he was on a full Challengers roster, was sometimes that team fighting. But it's moments like that that we love to see out of this player, because he does everything else so well on the map, and that was a great moment, a great angle from Surdy to really shut down this game for FlyFam.
Oh, the rocket about to cancel, and
so good.
Gosh,
it's so clean. You could not play that cleaner if you are Surdy. Even repositioning to get around Canada, have him get kicked to his side of the map. Surdy, that was a damn good play, man. We wanted to see both of these top laners in Challengers again, but Surdy, he looks like he's going to be the one to fight for the right to earn that spot against Maryville moving forward.
Baron in the hands of TL, but it's still soul on the line for FlyFam. If they can pull off a miracle around the pit, maybe an opportunity opens up for them once again.
Surdy has that completed Bansheesville. Now, I'd love to see the scoreboard real quick if we can see items from our observers. I know that things are about to get tense, but I'd love to see where we're at. Thank you so much to our production team here. It was RFC for the Jinx that will help. Completed Banshees. Keep your eyes. No stopwatches available here for the side of FlyFam. That's very big in the Surdy, but he did drop the Banshees. Also no exhaust available for FlyFam either, so all eyes on that Kennen ulti. It's going to pack a hell of a punch.
How much damage can be done with the poke that FlyFam have? That was what got them the 3rd Drake, and it has to be what gets them the 4th, but it's actually Blaze that's getting choked out here by Mia. And the Annie already has to go for a base. It'll be a 5v4 in favor of TL for just a little bit.
Blaze does have TP, so he's going to get back in here okay, but Blaze is only level 12. I mean, City's level 14. That's how far behind this Annie is. Just been getting cooked in the side lane by the little rat, Surdy. Yeah, he's doing some rat gaming in that brush. It really paid off big, and now TLF. You can see the Zap poke's actually starting to be pretty big here for the side of Mia. As she's hit a few nice rockets with the RFC. These piercing arrows haven't connected.
Oh, Aspect. Blaze in the wrong spot, but they're going to go right towards Sword instead. City diving onto the back line, and Surdy picks up 1. Lunasi on the back end does take down the Kennen, but City Witty on unstoppable on this Wukong. Mia's excited to get back into the NACL as Instinct has to run for the hills. The Dragon, not even the factor for Team Liquid First, as they're looking to crack open the base.
I would love to see City just go hit the Dragon just to give me some peace of mind. Don't risk that being taken. That's the only way that FlyFam can actually get back into this game. As City will take the red buff, he'll take the Dragon after, but Mia, TLF, that angle, Blaze caught out of position. That's all it took. Yes, Surdy goes down, but another big Cannon ultimate to make sure that TLF had the full advantage in that fight.
Just incredible stuff out of Team Liquid. Aspect has had a great game on the Lissandra, being able to set up plays by time with the Frozen Tomb as well. And that is just really allowed for Surdy and the rest of the team to follow up and take a 7,000 gold lead 27 minutes in.
And not just that with the fights, but also, I know you love your history lessons here, Grapes, with some of our history with Proving Grounds, this level of play. This was the core that played with Danny, going by Shiro back in the very first Proving Grounds 21 spring that made it to 5th, 6th with Tomio, who won Challengers. They had Mist at support, who's coaching now as well. I mean, the way that Aspect and Surdy have been playing these side lanes together, that's been the big difference of the series, Grapes. Every play that FlyFam's tried to make on a side, City or Rovex has been there, or Surdy Aspect there to support each other with the TPs. They're just there already on the hover. They've been a step ahead of FlyFam this entire time, and that's why we're going to see TLF likely take this 2-0.
Still some work to be done. Again, Baron buff now expired. They did not actually crack open an inhibitor turret, so no super minions going to be in play for Team Liquid first. They have a significant lead and they have the scaling, but again, all eyes turning to those major objectives. If somehow TL end up faltering, FlyFam definitely will be able to take advantage and maybe claw their way back.
I don't know how FlyFam get back in this one. Their comps ran out of gas here, Grapes.
Just don't get picked if you're TL. Stay together and make sure that you don't give up any opportunities.
Yeah, Surdy does have that TP. Flash is coming up. You got to imagine that Flash on that cannon is going to be the doomsday scenario. The one tough part about like Baron being... Alright, there's no more Baron for TLF. Like, as the map narrows, it's harder to find flanks and angles on Varus. So that is the one hard part, I must say, about where like what TLF will have to face. But they're up way too much damn gold. I mean, it's about to be total control for this Baron that's about to spawn here in a minute. And how did FlyFam even get out on the map to check this? I don't think there's an option.
The objective not available for another 75 seconds or so, but TL gonna make sure that they have that area clear of enemy vision. Make sure that everything goes smooth and steady the rest of the way. We had a 35-minute game last time, Covey. This one approaching 30.
Yeah.
But TL looking much more in control than in game number 1.
I mean, part of the stakes, neither team wants to make any mistakes. They're this far ahead. I mean, the stakes of this game are massive, right? Playing for a Challengers League spot, or at least a best of 5 to earn your right to fight for that Challengers League spot again. This TLF, they want to make sure they're going to take down the collegiate squad in Maryville next. But have to check all the boxes here to make sure they still earn that right. We still have some game left. Again, I feel like TLF, this is in the 90+% win category for me, Grapes. You know, I know you're a fan of basketball, right? You have the power index running at all points of the game. Right. This is definitely 90+ for me, with where TLF's at. So just have to make sure that they get there as more poke landing from Mia. She's been using the rocket for quite a bit of poke. There is no...
Oh, Hyper! Might have found an angle. He kicks Mia back into the enemy team. Aspect... not really much of a threat, and here comes Surdy off of the teleport. They've already killed Blaze, and that's a numbers advantage. Hyper gonna get locked out by Surdy as well. Just one-shotting the FlyFam jungler as Team Liquid first are still 5 strong. They get 2 kills and are on to the Baron to seemingly, certainly close out this game.
What a high-value Gale Force coming out of Mia, as that was enough to reposition her to make sure that Lee Sin kick didn't bring her into any place deadly. Talking about ways for FlyFam to get back in. Hey, kicking Jinx and the rest of your team, that would be one, but Mia able to deny that. As TLF, that's another Baron. They just have to take this Dragon Grapes, and the world is their oyster on the rest of the map.
10.5k, and again,
get this in reset. Yeah.
A bloodthirster for Mia as well, so even if a pick comes through, such high survivability for everybody on Team Liquid first. FlyFam need to make a play. They're going to make it now. They land the stun onto Aspect, but that is it. Blaze almost taken out before any significant abilities are used, and Aspect does go down to Hyper. A nice pick on to FlyFam. It's just 1 kill. Surdy still waiting in the wings in mid lane. TL, maybe you want to play this a little bit lower and slower. Instinct on the Varus does a whole lot of damage, and a teleport coming out from Blaze as well.
Have to go. This is really it. You have to go. You have to push here if you are
Hyper.
The side of FlyFam, and they at least delay the recalls to make sure that TLF hopefully are a little bit later to this Dragon.
I thought the Hyper was going to send it right there, use the blast cone in the other direction, but instead, this objective is still important. 10k is the lead, but the soul would be huge for FlyFam, getting them a little bit of an extra angle here. Surdy, though, oh no. This might be another death brush here. Blaze doesn't really know what's coming, has the control ward. City popping the Cyclone in onto 2 as Mia Gale forces forward. Lunacia has to dash away. Health advantage in favor of TL.
Honestly, that's a big tool taken away as City. He doesn't have ult. There's no wild growth either. I mean, I don't want to say this is going to be FlyFam's fight now, but they have more of a fighting chance.
Hyper needs to come through, has had big smites in the past, and needs to secure the soul for his team. But Aztec from the backside takes down Blaze, takes down Sword, and that might be all she wrote, folks. 30 flashing in with the Maelstrom, gets kicked away by Hyper. Lunacia goes down as well. Me on a rampage, 3 dead for FLYF, and that must be the end of the game.
Who needs the dragon? Go take the game. As Hyper, he's actually going to sneak this dragon away for himself, so it will be the soul spawn. This is risky. Again, at this point, I don't feel like this game. I might as well go for the Hail Mary. Lee Sin can't do anything to clear out these waves, but that's going to be it. As Mia, the spacing was so good, and I mean, also, Surdy's cannon. I gotta feel like that's the MVP of these 2 games here, Graves. To still have, they get to fight to see who makes it in the Challengers.
Surdy versus Niles. Mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be Team Liquid first, taking on Maryville to earn their spot into the NACL.
And I love to see Surdy stepping up when it counts. We always praise him for his landing. You saw the stats, TLF. They were a team that were, they were relegated. They were bottom 3, a solid bottom 3 in our league. Surdy was still averaging being up almost 250 gold to 15. That's really tough to do. I think it really speaks to his individual prowess as a laner. But to see him have those moments on the cannon in the team fights, that's the kind of growth that we want to see out of Surdy. Saw a lot of that in the series today. And TLF, it gives me a lot more confidence to say at least we could have a series going into Maryville, given what we saw from them today.
Yeah, and especially Surdy coming out after Lunacia had the better end of things the last time these 2 teams faced off. It's the 2 top laners who, of course, were the ones to help each other through the regular season. And it was Surdy, the mentor, to come out on top of this one. But that's going to do it for the coverage of this series. We're going to head to a short break. When we get back, Sierra will have an interview with the winning team, Liquid First.
Hello everyone and welcome to our Verizon post-game interview. I am here with the victorious team, a victorious player here of Surdy. First off, congratulations. You're going to be taking that to 2-0, be moving on through this lower bracket. How are you feeling about the game and more importantly, your performance during it?
Well, I think my performance during the 2 series was pretty good. I had 1 bad death on mid in the first game where I didn't account for the exhaust because normally they don't run it in solo queue and I would kill all 4. But other than that, I think I played well. I crushed lane both games and then didn't throw in mid game, so I did my job.
And then it's not really been a surprise that it's been a little tough for TLF through our regular split. So with the promotion tournament ahead of us, what have you been working on as a team to turn things around and get back to summer?
We've been trying a lot of different styles to see what we like best. I think we agree that the best way to actually play the game is like a tankier topside and playing through bot. I think that most teams around the world agree with that at the moment. It takes like a very high level of execution to play these carries and stuff, play these comps. You have to be a lot better than the enemy team at macro and is better at playing your limits. But I think we're beginning to settle on something which is working for us, and I'm very happy about that.
Just in time too, and especially perfect timing. But you're not out of the woods yet, because next up you're going up against Maryville University, which have been like the collegiate kings. So looking to this matchup ahead of you, how are you and the team feeling?
Honestly, I think Maryville are one of the better matchups for us, just because I think the teams that we have historically struggled against the most are those teams who will kind of stonewall me top lane. But I'm confident that Niles is going to try and make things fun. So,
all right,
gonna be bloody.
Oh, all right. So we're gonna have a good series ahead of us. I love that. I'm not gonna keep you for too long, so I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. Two last things though. First, can you show us your water bottle? We got a little peep of it. To me and the casters did, but
so I was talking to Onat one night in Discord, and he told me about how he has this water jug next to his desk, and I was like, you know what? I'll do you one better. And now I just have a giant pitcher of water. And it works well.
It's so perfect. And it's so funny because he was on interview earlier and I didn't ask him because I saw him drinking out of a pitcher of water too. So I knew when I saw you with that Brita filter, I had to get you there. But I appreciate you chatting with me. Before I let you go, if you have any shout outs.
Shout out to my friend NXI who got kicked out of the NACL today in relegations. Great player. Obviously, when you're on a losing team, things can be tough, but I think he handled it pretty well, and good things ahead for him.
Really nice, wholesome way to end it off. Thank you for that, and have a good rest of your night too, okay?
Thank you so much. You too.
Yeah. As for us, we'll carry some of the wholesome vibes back over to the desk as we're wrapping up our own day. We did say goodbye to 2 teams, but we'll look at the positive. We'll focus on the good stuff in life. 2 teams still get their chance to fight their way on through this promotion tournament, though the competition up ahead is definitely steep for them to try and make their way back to summer.
I mean, we're talking about wholesome vibes here, Sierra, but I don't know. Surdy was setting up a pretty bloody battle with Niles. I'm really excited to see how that lower bracket matchup goes. TLF, I think, showed a lot today in their series against FLYF, and I'm really now excited for this matchup against Maryville.
You know what? I was actually going to ask you, Grapes. Coming into the day, I said that I still favor Taco and Maryville, no matter who they face. I feel like Taco, I'll give him a 3-1 over Supernova. Maryville, TLF, honestly, I'm still going to lean Maryville a little bit, but that was, I think, one of the better, if not best looks we've seen out of TLF as a team. And I'm really excited for that best of 5 moving forward. I feel like that's going to be one that you got to watch.
It's exciting, too, especially since Surdy was talking about the fact that as a team, Team Liquid First has been working on stuff together, been trying to figure things out. And considering the look that we've seen from them today, I am definitely excited for that matchup. But Maryville University, of course, is a team that we can't sleep on ever. But that's all going to be for another day, because we are getting to the end of today's broadcast. First off, Grapes, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great.
Yeah, Grapes, floor is yours. What's up, man?
Oh, yeah, you watch the qualifiers. That's where a lot of these teams came up from. Supernova took the win over Last Dance, and we got 3 of our 4 teams still in contention. The other one, of course, already qualified. So if you want to see who could potentially go back up, we'll have a lot more qualifier action coming in the summer split. So hope you come in and tune into that.
And if you want to keep up with qualifiers, there isn't a central Twitter for that. You can follow Rallycry, but also I'm going to plug Grapes' Twitter at Speedy Grapes. Go check that out. It's not too bad. There's some good content on there,
Hey, you got to see which teams are fighting for their chance to make it to the promo tournament, for a chance to try and make their way into the next thing, and with their challenger team. So, it has also been fun. So thank you.
Always fun, Sierra. Always good time.
Awesome as well. Production, Emily, y'all are great as well. Everyone for watching. Make sure to be tuning back in tomorrow. I'm not going to be here because I will be celebrating my birthday. But make sure to be tuning in with everything going on, and make sure to be tuning in to our raid. Go say hello and go have yourselves all a great night.